I'm Matthew Malcolm with California Fruit and Vegetable Magazine, reporting to you from Madera, California, the nation's capital for fig production. I'm here with Karla Stockli. She's the CEO of the California Fresh Fig Growers Association and the California Fig Advisory Board. We've had quite a bit of activity as our fresh fig season is underway, but I want to talk to you about both fresh and dried fig market to see just how are we performing so far this year.
Excellent question, and thank you for having me here today. Well, first of all, when you think figs, think California-grown figs. California produces 100% of dried figs and 98% of fresh figs sold commercially in the United States. So we're pretty excited about that. Demand is up, but also our bearing acres are meeting the demand currently. This year we've had ideal growing conditions with ideal weather compared to years past. We've also had plenty of rainfall. The drought is over at the moment, and so we have happy trees producing high quality figs at this time.
That's great, and we're looking at on the global scale. California is main, you might call them a competitor, right? Is Turkey. And so when you look at the global scale, we get a lot of imports from countries like Turkey, right? Can you tell us about how they're faring against, what we're doing here in California?
So from a California standpoint, as I said, input costs are up. However, we're able to position California as it's something special. There's a cachet that comes with California. We have higher rules, regulations, which make it more difficult for our farmers, but we are able to deliver a higher quality fruit across the world, whether it's in the United States. And our consumers and manufacturing companies are looking for sustainable growing practices, quality, cultural practices that California is able to deliver, whereas some of these other countries cannot.
Yeah, and then we were talking, before about, some of the conditions in Turkey are making it more price competitive, right? Because historically, you look at other countries that, often can produce things at a lower cost, and so it makes it harder to compete with. But would you say things are faring a little better this year?
So on the dried side, and it's the dried figs, where Turkish dried figs are imported into the U.S. that compete with our U.S. California dried fig and fig ingredients. Mm-hmm. Prices from Turkey are higher this year, which make it more competitive. And as we think of this space we're living in, and what's really great about California dried figs and fig ingredients is the maha moment. Right? So everyone is looking for healthier, nutritious food, tastes good, no additional input or additives are provided in finished goods with manufacturing. Well, even before maha, mm-hmm. California fig and fig ingredients were perfect in that space. California fig ingredients, it's diced, extruded paste, and this delicious juice concentrate that manufacturers look for to provide solutions in product development. And why that's so important to consumers is because it's a clean label. Instead of having 13 different ingredients that we can't pronounce, you might have 5, and it may say California figs instead of those 13 other ingredients. So it's offering a cleaner label, but also nutrition. Can't walk away today without talking about the nutritional benefits. California figs, excellent source of dietary fiber. They have antioxidants. There's more calcium per serving than a glass of milk in a per serving of figs as well.
That's amazing. No, and I think it's so great and awesome that right here, Madera, California, you produce pretty much all of the nation's figs. So that's pretty amazing right here in the Central Valley. Also looking, navigating some of the tariff and trade issues going on. I know it's fluid, so things are changing from day to day, but looking at, export markets, the trade issues aside, where are the opportunities for the future of, for California figs to feed the world? Where are market opportunities?
It's actually it's huge because right now Canada is our #1 export market for both fresh and dried figs. After post-COVID, I guess is what I would say on the dried fig side, we saw an opportunity in our sister border during that disruptive shipping time to regain market share in Canada for dried. And we've been able to maintain that and actually increase it through partnerships with bakers and manufacturing companies in Canada. So Canada is a huge viable market for us, both fresh and dried and on the ingredient side. For Japan, second largest export market for California figs, we're regaining market share, which we did lose when we had a drought, and we didn't have enough production of high quality figs to send or to ship to Japan. We've been working with the Japanese importers on regaining that market the last couple of years. Other areas that are super exciting for me, we're working in Southeast Asia. Vietnam has kind of come out as a great opportunity market where they too are looking for dried figs from a source that delivers that high quality cultural practices and that partnership that they want from California farmers, and we're able to deliver that to them. Another market, India. We've got a team going into India the end of this month to evaluate that market further. And even though the Middle East produces a lot of figs and we produce a small amount in comparison, the high quality but the mission fig and then the further processed ingredients are what is most important to some of these Asian markets as well as India.
Well, California means something. I think when people see California on the label from other parts of the world, it's usually pretty trusted.
Correct. Food safety is extremely important when it comes to whether it's in the U.S. or internationally. Their consumers, their manufacturing companies have really high standards, just like ours do here in the United States. And you have to be able to deliver that, provide the capacity building that is necessary so that when you commit to a contract, you're able to deliver against that contract. And that's one of the things that from a farming standpoint, our growers are continually planting more bearing acres of the varieties that are popular, whether or not it's for United States or internationally on the fresh or dried side.
It's all about feeding the world. So thank you, Karla. Great job. You've been serving the fig industry for about 18 years now, right?
Absolutely. And the one thing I would say, it's been my privilege to represent our farmers, our growers, and stakeholders, processors, marketers for the last 18 years, and I look forward to this season.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Read more about these things in California Fruit and Vegetable Magazine. I'm Matthew Malcolm, CaliforniaAgNet.com.